absolutely
Hi,
perfect.
I'm Eric Christensen, and as a watercolorist, people always ask me, well, why don't you paint in oils? Well, after many years of painting in watercolor, I finally said, well, it's not that I can't paint oils, it's that I don't find them as exciting. But I decided I'm going to do one just to say I can paint in oil. So this is the second oil painting I ever did. And I specifically, when I photographed this painting, because I worked from photographs, I painted something that I thought would be befitting of an oil. Kind of dark, lots of bright colors, but yet still kind of moody, something little on the classic side. But I still wanted a nice contemporary edge to it. So these are magnolia leaves, and I wanted a lot of glitz and a lot of shine to it. So the label itself had a lot of gold in it, beautiful texture on the paper, and I thought it would be accentuated great with the silver and the gold and the bronze. So you have all three of your metal elements in this particular painting. Of course, the abundance of the fruit and accentuates the duckhorn, which is in the center of the composition of the painting. And if you look at it, you can see lots of reflections on it. The light is streaming in from the left-hand side, but you can also see the windows that are on the back of you, on the side of you, and you get a sense of the whole room when you look in the top of the bottle. You can see all the different areas of it. So this has been a wonderfully successful painting for us, and because it is so different from, it's a departure from what I do. But the one thing that's really fun about this is, a watercolorist, I always like to do a drawing on the back or do something special that connects me to the person. But in watercolor, you can't really go and do any enhancement on the front of the canvas. In an oil painting, for the first time ever, I've been able to I will actually be able to go in. Now this one is not enhanced because we didn't have one here today. It was sold out earlier. But the idea that one of the big difference between water and oil painting is texture. In watercolor, I will get a light texture to it, but you can't really see it. And in oil painting, the other difference between texture is everything that is white is the last thing you put on. In watercolor, that's the first thing you save. You go around and you paint and you save all your white spaces. The hard part, of course, in oil is waiting to the very end to put those little highlights on. So what I can do with this particular piece, because it's the only oil we offer in our line, is I can go in and enhance it. So I get to go in after I make the limited edition, and I can go in and add the extra texture. I can go in and add a little extra brilliance that maybe was a little bit lost when I did the actual painting, or I didn't think about doing. Pull up the yellows a little bit more that the printing process doesn't always get, or even sharpen the reds a little bit. So on an enhanced version of this particular piece, I can give the viewer something a little bit extra, and it's actually, for me, personalized on the outside instead of always behind. So that's a little bit of an insight onto up for discussion.